As Ezekiel watches the four living creatures, he sees something beside each of them on the ground. A wheel. Each creature has a wheel beside it, touching the earth. The wheels have a color like chrysolite, a yellow-green gemstone. They are large. They are terrible. And then Ezekiel notices something that stops him. Each wheel contains another wheel inside it, oriented at a right angle. A wheel within a wheel. The Ofen Betok Haofen. Modern readers sometimes see a gyroscope, or a spacecraft. Ancient readers saw something else, a wheel that can move in any direction without turning. North, south, east, west, all four directions without reorientation. Whatever the chariot faces, it can move toward without adjustment. This is not mechanical efficiency. It is a statement about the nature of divine movement. There is no direction God cannot go without having to turn around. Then Ezekiel notices the rims. The rims of all four wheels are full of eyes. All around them, eyes. The word for eyes here is einaim, the same word used for human eyes, for wells of water. The wheels do not just move. They see. The chariot is not blind machinery. Every revolution is watched. Every rotation is observed. The divine vehicle is simultaneously moving through the world and looking at it. Eyes on the wheels. In the ancient Near East, the eye was the primary symbol of divine knowledge. Mesopotamian temples kept what were called eye idols, abstract votive figures with enormous eyes, conveying that the deity sees everything. The eyes on the rims of Ezekiel's wheels are not decorative. They are theological. The chariot does not travel through the world unseeing. It travels through the world the way only God can, watching everything simultaneously. Wherever the Spirit would go, they would go. The four creatures and the four wheels move as one. The spirit that animates the creatures is the same spirit inside the wheels. They are not independent mechanisms running in parallel. They are one system. When the creatures rise from the ground, the wheels rise with them. When the creatures stop, the wheels stop. This is not coordination. This is identity. The chariot does not have a driver separate from its moving parts. The Spirit is the driver, the wheels, and the creatures simultaneously. They went in any direction they faced without turning. When the creatures rose from the ground, the wheels rose. When the creatures stood still, the wheels stood still. When the creatures rose, the wheels rose with them, because the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. Ezekiel is describing something with no earthly equivalent. He is reaching for language and finding that language was not built for this. There is something uncanny about Ezekiel's description. It does not feel mystical in the way we expect mystical texts to feel. It feels mechanical. Precise. Systematic. It reads like an engineering report from someone who cannot stop observing. 4 creatures, 4 wheels, 4 faces, 4 wings. Everything is calibrated. Everything operates together. Ancient and modern readers have independently noticed that the vision feels less like a dream and more like a sighting. Whatever Ezekiel saw, he saw it carefully. Above the sound of the wings, above the noise of the chariot, there is a voice. The sound comes in layers. The wings, the wheels, the waters, the army, and above all of it, something speaking. The chariot has a voice. The living vehicle is also a living word. When they stood still, they lowered their wings. There are moments of stillness in the vision. The chariot is not always in motion. It lands. It stops. It waits. There is something almost unbearable about this detail. The terrifying rushing sound, then silence. The wings, which were like an army in motion, fold down. The fire still burns. The eyes still watch. But for a moment the chariot is resting. As if it is giving Ezekiel a chance to absorb what he has seen before showing him what comes next. Now Ezekiel looks up. Above the heads of the living creatures, something like a firmament. The Hebrew is rakia, the same word used in Genesis 1 for the dome of the sky stretched out on the second day of creation. But this rakia is different. It is described as awesome, like gleaming crystal, stretched out above their heads. The chariot has a floor. Above the floor is a throne. Above the throne, the vision's most terrifying moment. Like ice, the text says. Like the awesome crystal. It separates the world of the creatures and the wheels from what lies above. The rakia in Genesis 1 separates the waters below from the waters above. Ezekiel's rakia separates the mechanical lower realm of the chariot, the creatures, the wheels, the fire, from the upper realm of the throne. It is a division between levels of the divine. The chariot is not the destination. It is the vehicle. The destination is above the crystal. When they moved, it was like the sound of many waters. Like the sound of the Almighty. A sound of tumult like an army. Ezekiel tries 3 different comparisons for the same sound and each one captures a different dimension of what he is hearing. No single analogy is sufficient. The sound is all of them at once. This is a recurring problem in the vision. The thing being described keeps exceeding the description. The creatures. The wheels. The firmament. Each element has been described with obsessive precision. Because Ezekiel knows, and the reader begins to understand, that all of this is preparation. The creatures are not the center of the vision. The wheels are not the center. The firmament is not the center. Everything so far has been the undercarriage. The foundation platform of something that has not yet been described. Above the firmament, a throne. And on the throne, the most dangerous vision in the Hebrew Bible. 3,000 years of Jewish interpretation have wrestled with what Ezekiel saw above that firmament. The rabbis called it Maseh Merkava, the work of the chariot. They classified it alongside the work of creation as the 2 most secret doctrines in all of Torah. You could study them. But not with just anyone. Not anywhere. And not without preparation. What Ezekiel saw above the crystal floor was not meant for casual examination. We are going up anyway.